Hi everyone, welcome back to Learn English with Erica. Have you ever been speaking English with someone thinking that you know English pretty well, but then you realize you don't know how to actually talk to people? Then this video is for you. Today we'll be learning 50 English expressions that are just everyday talk, right? So native English speakers use these expressions on a daily basis, but it's not something you'd learn in a textbook, in an English grammar textbook. So it's going to take you from, hi, how are you, to, hey, what's up? Do you see the difference? Okay, let's get started. We're going to start with some everyday small talk, right? So these are expressions, phrases that English speakers use every day without even thinking about it, okay? I'm gonna give you the expression, then if it needs context, I'll give you that too. Are you ready? The first one is, how's it going? How's it going? This you can use to greet someone instead of saying, how are you? How's it going? A response to that might be, not much, just the usual. Not much, just the usual. That just means nothing new is going on. You could also respond, can't complain, can't complain. And that just means that you have nothing in your life to complain about. Everything is going pretty well, nothing has changed, can't complain. And if you haven't seen someone in a long time, instead of saying, hi, how are you? You can say, oh, so-and-so, oh, Maria, long time no see, long time no see. And finally, for the small talk, what have you been up to? What have you been up to? That's just asking, what's new? Tell me something interesting in your life, right? Okay, so you survived small talk. Now, let's go grab a coffee. Okay, so these expressions, you can use at a cafe to grab a coffee or at a restaurant even if you're out having lunch with a friend. So at the register, when you're ready to pay or order, you can say, can I get a coffee, please? Can I get a latte, please, right? Can I get a whatever you'd like to order, please, right? They might ask you for here or to go, for here or to go, right? That just is asking, do you want to eat or drink what you just ordered here in the cafe or restaurant, or do you want to take it with you to go? If you're at a restaurant or a cafe and you're ready to leave and you still have to pay, you can say, could I have the check, please? Could I have the check, please? You could, if you were with a friend also, and you want to pay, instead of saying, I will pay for this, you could say, it's on me, it's on me. Or maybe your friend says that to you, it's on me, and you feel uncomfortable, you don't want them to pay for you. You could say, oh, no, no, no. Do you want to split it? Do you want to split it? Okay, so you've had your coffee, your lunch, maybe you want to make some plans. Maybe you want to make plans with the same person that you were having coffee with. Maybe you have a friend at school, right? So how do you do that? You can just say, what are you up to this weekend? What are you up to this weekend? It just means, what plans do you have for this coming weekend, the weekend that's coming up? They might say, oh, I'm going to go on a trip to the waterfalls. I'm going to watch a movie or something like that, right? They could tell you that they already have plans. Then you can say, oh, that sounds like fun. A follow-up thing to say would be, let's catch up soon. Let's catch up soon. That means, okay, you have plans, but I would like to hang out with you. So you can say, let's catch up soon, to let them know that you want to make some future plans, right? Or on the other hand, maybe they tell you they don't have any plans for this weekend, right? But maybe they want to go to a movie. They can say, oh, I was thinking about going to that new movie. Do you want to go with me this weekend? You could say, that works for me. That works for me. That just means, yeah, I don't have plans. I would like to go see that movie. Or you could say, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. And that means that you are interested in doing what they're doing. you agree with that plan and you want to do it with them. I'm down for that. Or very simply, you could just say, sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. I use that one all the time. Okay, so now you've made plans, you're back at school or work, and you want to talk to your coworkers a little bit more fluently, right? These are some expressions you could use. You could say, I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. So that literally means that you're going to do the task that you were just talking about. Maybe your boss asked you to file some paperwork. You can say, I'm on it. I'm on it. You could be talking to a coworker and you have to do a project together, or maybe you're at school and you have to work on something together with someone and you want to do it that night at 6 o'clock, but your friend or your coworker isn't sure if they'll be able to do it at that time. They can say, oh, I'm not sure about that. You can say, well, keep me posted. Keep me posted. That just means keep communicating with me so that we know what time we're going to do it. Maybe you're in that group meeting with your friend and your friends are chit-chatting, they're talking amongst each other, and you want to hurry up and start that project. You can say, okay, let's get started. Let's get started. You might hear me say this in a video also. It just means let's start what we're going to work on right now. Or maybe your boss asks you a question you don't know the answer to. You can say, I'll look into it. I'll look into it. Or, that's a good question. That's a good question. Both of those say, I don't know the answer now, but I will get it. I will get it. Okay, so you leave work and now you go home. You might have a partner, you might have kids, right? So some of the expressions that you can use while you're at home are these. You can say, give me a sec. Give me a sec. Maybe your son or daughter wants some help with homework, but you're finishing washing the dishes, right? You can say, yeah, give me a sec, give me a sec. Right? That just means I can't right this second, but I will. Just give me 1 minute, right? Or give me 5 minutes. You might say, I'm running late, I'm running late. You might say to your son or daughter or your partner, grab me my keys, I'm running late. Grab me my keys, I'm running late. Or maybe your partner is going out the door and needed to finish dinner, but they didn't have time. You can say, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. That means that you will do that, right? You'll do that task. There's also an expression called slipping your mind, right? So maybe your son or daughter comes home and they say, Mom, did you sign me up for soccer? You can say, oh, it slipped my mind. It slipped my mind. Or they might say, Mom, you have to sign me up for soccer tonight. It's the last day. And you can say, no worries, no worries. That means don't worry, I will do it. Okay, so now let's help your reactions and your feelings to come out a little bit more naturally, right? So let's try these. How about this? Exactly, exactly. Right? So you say this when you feel exactly the same way, or if someone says something and they make a good point, you're like, yes, I understand that, I agree with it. You can say exactly, right? Or totally, totally. Like, this soccer team is so great. Totally, totally, you agree. You can also say, I know, right? I know, right? Like, oh, this homework is so hard. I know, right? You agree. So exactly, totally, I know, right? Those are all ways to agree with what someone's saying. You might also want to compliment someone. Maybe your child comes home with a certificate. They have done really well. You can say, that's awesome. That's awesome. Or maybe you're really hoping for something. Here in New York, we're always hoping for a snow day when it's snowing and yucky outside, right? So a snow day is when we don't have school that day. So the kids are always hoping that they won't have school. So I say, maybe you'll have a snow day tomorrow. And they say, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. It's just a way of expressing that you're hoping for that. And finally, some filler expressions. So these give you time when you're in a conversation to think a little bit before you answer. Because it's always good to think before the words come out of your mouth, right? So you can say something like, let me think. You don't know the answer now, but you want a second to think about it. So instead of sitting in silence, you say, let me think. You could also say something like, that depends. Maybe you want to think, or maybe you need more information. You want them to talk more. That depends. Or, it's up to you. You use that when you don't want to make the decision. You want them to make the decision. So you said, it's up to you. You could also say, we'll see. Maybe your son or daughter says, come play with me. Or, can I go to the store later? You might say, we'll see. You're not deciding now. You're saying maybe, but I'm not sure. We'll see. And finally, you know what I mean? You can say that after you're talking to someone and maybe you've told a story and told how you feel, you can say, you know what I mean? And that invites the other person to come into the conversation and tell you what they're thinking. So those are 50 everyday English expressions that English speakers use very naturally, use them all the time. Let me know in the comments, which one was your favorite? Have you heard these before, or were they new? Let me know. See you next time.